Hello and good evening, our beloved viewers. It's 9 p.m. You are watching on live RTD channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the top stories. Both ministers participate in the World Education Summit in London. And on the international scenes, Delta variant also affected the U.S. Restriction back vaccination encouraged. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, and the Minister of Budget, Abdul Karim Adan Sher, participated yesterday, Wednesday, in the British capital, London, in the work of the World Education Summit and the financing of Partnership for Education 2021-2025. The summit is being held under the auspice of the President of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, and the Global Partnership for Education. The work of a summit focused on inviting the international community to found the strategy plan of the Global Partnership for Education and raise $5 billion over the next 5 years, as well as drawing a roadmap for transforming education system in the target countries by extending best practices studies and studying the latest system and listening to experts and young people from all over the world, as well as benefiting from the expertise and experiences of stakeholders. Yesterday, Thursday, the Minister of Decentralization, Mr. Qasim Harun Ali, headed a high-ranking delegation that headed to Oboh region as a part of his outreach tours in the interior region upon his arrival of the ministerial delegation, and his campaigning delegation were giving a warm welcome by the authorities of the region, led by the government, by the governor of the region, the head of local council, in addition to the high-ranking city and military figure. At the beginning of this tour, the minister delegate in charge of decentralization visited the government's headquarters, where he met with members of the council, representative of the various departments concerned with the decentralization, civil society association, and elected parliamentarians from the region. During this meeting, which witnessed the presence of the local authorities, the governor of the region and the head of the regional council welcomed the minister Qasim Harun Ali and the member of the accompanying delegation, wishing him a pleasant stay in the city of Oboh. The governor also expressed his wishes for success and the airing on the task entrusted to him to the full extent, which will promote the decentralization system at the level of the Oboh region. After a warm reception given to the minister and his accompanying delegation by the region's authorities, the ministerial delegation held a meeting with the head of the regional council and the authorities of the notables of the region of Obo. During the meeting, the minister received and reviewed the region's notables, what was chief of the demands and complaints submitted by the people to the government. On this occasion, the minister stressed that this visit comes in accordance with the desire of the President of the Republic to bring social service closer to the citizens throughout the country. The meeting also focused on the development of the region, noting that the decentralization policy aims to improve the living condition of the population at the local level, taking into account the needs of the population of Oboh. In his speech, the Minister of Decentralization, Mr. Qasim Haroun Ali, extended to the people and local officials thanks and appreciation for the kind reception and hospitality that he received and his accompanying delegation. The historic city of Obokh is the last stop on the outreach tour that I started about a month ago, said the minister. While traveling into the interior of the country, I met many official, local elected officials, the regional authorities, head of the decentralized service, representative of civil society organization, and traditional leader, which enabled me to identify and see many ambitious programs that will be implemented in Obokh region. After the ranking meeting, the Minister of Decentralization, Mr. Qasim Haroun Ali, visit the various departments that make up the decentralization office in Obokh region. The Minister of Decentralization, accompanied by the Governor of Obokh region, Mr. Abdul Malik Mohammed Banoita, and the head of the Regional Council, Mr. Mohammed Ahmed Ismail, visit the various sections of the Obokh Regional Council and the Office of the Minister of Decentralization in the Government of Development project that have been completed. He then took a guide tour of the Treasury and Regional Payroll Department. With, uh, the head of the regional taxes authorities have some clarification about the activities carried out in this office. So the decentralization project seek to throw one of its axes and contests to determine the priorities and needs of the government set development and investment plans, monitor the functioning of a policy and determine the development project, improve a service provide to the citizens at the local level, and organize partnership between the public and private sector. The Leadership and Entrepreneurship Center organized an occasion to launch the first edition of the World No Plastic Bags Day. This event was organized in the cooperation with the Association Good Planets and the SOS to protect the environment in Djibouti. The aims of the event was to raise awareness for the participants and citizens about issues related to the environment by reminding the need to phase out the plastic bags and promoting the bags. This first edition of the World Day was a huge success of Bawadi Mall. Customers were able to be aware of the challenges of the customer society and were able to discuss with the organizer and businessmen about alternative to using single-use plastic bags. Sport news now. After continuous competition and continuous training to discover the young talent of the Djiboutian youth in the sports file, the State Secretary in charge of sport in partnership with the Regional Council of Tajora region developed a broad program in Tajora to develop the level of national athletes for their subsequent integration into the clubs and national team. The events of the hero, which are organized to discover the capable and high quality youth in Tajora, continue in the sports complex and regard of courses was organized for the benefit of the youth of the Tajora district. in the presence of the official of the State Secretary for Youth and Sport and authorities of the region, where this step is the beginning of the series of training courses. Moving on now to the international level, in a shift in the position of U.S. administration regarding the mandatory vaccine, President Joe Biden imposed on federal employees who did not receive a vaccine against the coronavirus a set of restrictions, including wearing masks and conducting periodic examination. In light of fears of a rapid spread of Delta variant, U.S. President Joe Biden is seeking through a set of stimulus measures to receive antivirus vaccine, as millions of federal employees have a choice of to either receiving the vaccine or submitting to a set of restrictions according to a statement issued by the White House on Thursday. Unvaccinated federal employees will have to wear masks continuously, even in areas with weak outbreaks, and they undergo regular checks 1 to 2 times per week. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.